Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Koki of the Seahawk Recap Show, and welcome to another off-season video. I hope you all are staying safe and sound. And the NFL schedule for 2026-2027 has now been released, and your Seattle Seahawks have got their schedule, and I'm just making this video to talk about it. So before I ramble on too much more in the intro, let's get in to recapping and reacting to the Seahawks 2026-2027 NFL schedule release. If you like this video, please consider giving me a like. Lets me know if I'm doing a good job with these videos or not. And if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more Seahawks future content from me. That would be greatly appreciated. So my thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks this year. And every time I do one of these, I really don't want to say the same stuff about the team that I did last year when we did this, but I love the makeup of this team. This team, this Super Bowl winning roster, Super Bowl 60 champions, they have shown me this offseason that they lost guys. They lost Clint Kubiak, they lost Reek Woolen, they lost Boye Mafe, they lost Kobe Bryant, and they lost also Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker III. And they're now reloaded. I think with the moves that John Schneider made this offseason, it was very minimalistic. It was very much a tinkering kind of off season for them, trying to just fill the holes and make sure that this roster was intact mostly. Yes, you did lose some key pieces, but in the draft especially, they filled in the holes on the roster that needed to be filled and prepared the next generation of Seahawks to take over that role. I'm looking at guys specifically in the draft, like Jadarian Price, who is now the Kenneth Walker replacement. Now, not saying that Kenneth Walker and Jadarian Price are comparable, but there's your replacement. You lost your star running back. Well, here, let's go out and get a guy from Notre Dame who was behind Jeremiah Love, who knew how to be in a tandem back system, and he runs with the same type of kind of Kenneth Walker-ish kind of style where he's just able to make sure that his blocks open up. He's very patient in that sense. And those are the kind of things. So I'm not comparing any of these players to their predecessors, but it's very interesting how you lose Reek Woolen, you get Ryan Neal in there to replace him at corner. You lose Kobe Bryant at strong safety. You go out and get a guy like Bud Clark, who's going to be that Batman to Julian Love's Robin that Kobe Bryant was, or that would be Tyler Cotta's spot. But it's very interesting this year. I think this team is reloaded. I think all the hoopla about us losing Kenneth Walker, about us losing Kobe Bryant, a lot of Seahawks fans were like, "Oh, we lost those guys. That really sucks." A lot of us talking about Boye Mafe and what he did for our team and losing that edge rusher. Well, we got Dante Fowler now coming in to replace his snaps. So I really like this. It's a tidy piece of work by John Schneider, and I believe that this Seahawks team is reloaded and preparing to make a challenge, maybe for Super Bowl 61, and try to fight for a repeat this season. So, my expectations, if it wasn't clear, make the playoffs, fight for the repeat. Not saying that the Seahawks are going to be Super Bowl 61 champions, but after looking at their schedule, best record 13-4. I think they can repeat that record this season, honestly. I'm not seeing many threats on this schedule. Let's go over the schedule actually before we get into why I don't see many threats. Well, you got the Patriots. That's a Super Bowl 60 matchup, rematch, I should say, and I believe they take that one. The Cardinals, they always seem to win against the Cardinals, and it seems to be competitive, but I expect the Seahawks to win that out. Commanders, don't really see a threat there. I could see them winning, but I don't really see them as a threat. You got the Chargers, don't see them as a threat. 49ers, divisional game. I expect us to split games again this year with the 49ers and the Rams, so that's maybe a loss there. Broncos, really good team, really good defense. Bo Nix really showed up last year. We'll see what happens with him, but I think the Seahawks can win based on their elite defense. The Chiefs. Now, I'm not going to sleep on the Chiefs. I think they're going to have a bounce back year. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but they've got Eric Bieniemy back, and we've seen what the Chiefs can do with Patrick Mahomes healthy and Eric Bieniemy by his side at the offensive coordinator side of the ball. So that may be a loss there. We got the Chicago Bears and Kobe Bryant coming in, and Ben Johnson, great head coach, great offensive mind, but I think the Seahawks take that. Another Cardinals game, win that there. Then we've got the Raiders, could win this. I could see this being a toss up for a loss here, but then we got the bye week. Then we got the 49ers again. Again, probably a win, probably a loss. We'll split with those guys. Then the Cowboys, don't really see much of a threat there. I think the Seahawks will take that. Giants are in rebuild mode. We'll take that as a win. Eagles could always be an interesting toss up. I wonder what they do with their new offensive coordinator, but I see us winning there. And we can even put Drew Lock in there to win against the Eagles like he did now 2 years ago now, because the Eagles, I think, haven't beaten us since what, 2006, I think, if I remember correctly. So I see a win there. The Rams, same deal. Could lose, could win. We split with them. Could see a win there. Then we've got the Panthers rebuild mode. Um, Actually, no, not a rebuild mode. More of a fringe playoff contender, I think, for their division, but that should be a win there. And then we've got the Rams to end off the year. Again, like I've said multiple times, split could be a win, could be a loss. But looking at this, 13-4 is the record. Again, splitting games between the Rams, 49ers, 4 out of 6 divisional wins, fighting for the top of the NFC West, and the worst record, man. Like, I'm looking at this as a 12-win team, 12-5, 3 out of 6 divisional wins, fighting for second spot in the NFC West with the 49ers and the Rams. I really do think that the Rams are still a very good contender in the NFC West. I still believe that the 49ers can be a very good contender in the NFC West, even though we beat them in the playoffs very handedly last year. I'm not sleeping on any of these teams in the NFC West. I think this is, in terms of NFL divisions, one of, if not the best division in the entire NFL, with the amount of firepower that the NFC West has. Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, even the Cardinals, like if they can get their stuff together, they'll be a good enough team. So we'll see what happens. But I'm very confident. And that is honestly, throughout my time doing predictions, I've been one of those Seahawks fans that's been very realistic. I'm not trying to pump up our guys too much because I know that anything can happen in the NFL. People are saying, oh, usually once you win a championship in sports, that team that won the championship doesn't usually go off to win another one the previous year. It's very hard to go back to back, especially with the championship like hangover sort of thing. But again, with all the roster moves that John Schneider has made, with all the replacements he's been able to bring in, I really do think that this Seahawks team for 2026, 2027 is primed for a repeat and a reloaded season. But anything can happen. That's on paper. We'll see what happens in September when they finally get back on the field. It should be an amazing home opener against the Patriots, a Super Bowl 60 rematch. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of the schedule? Do you think we're going to get 13-4 wins again? Do you think we're going to have a little bit of a step back? Because I don't really see it. I think that Mike McDonald and this coaching staff will have the rookies and the new guys we brought in free agency right as rain, and I'm ready. I'm already ready. I miss football so much. Anyways, take care of yourselves. Go Hawks, go. And I will see you in the next video.